It's time to rev your engines. The Syracuse Nationals proudly presents the Cavalcade of Cars, March 22nd through 23rd at the New York State Fairgrounds. The two-day indoor car show features all the classics, plus lifted trucks, Jeeps, motorcycles, and more. Cavalcade of Cars, CNY.com.
1AC Oswego, WTKW HD2 Bridgeport, ESPN Radio. This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Oh, buddy. Bing bong. Here we are. Hello, Friday. That's bitchin', as the kids say, which I think they still do. Pretty sure. Hello, here we are, the Sports Show, Cody Mack, ESPN Radio, 97.7 and 100.1. Hope you guys are having a nice wrap up to your week. Couple hours left, unless, well, I got to work Saturday, real nice, jerk. That's, you know what I mean. Come on, I have good intentions. We're here, we made it. It's a little chilly and windy out there. Wear your heavy sweaters if you're going outside to play, please. Or if you want to play here, you can do that. 315-437-7644 on the Sports Show. QSportsTalk.com. Also, that's where Twitch is. Let me reposition myself here. See what you guys are doing over there. Who we got in here to start things off on a Friday? Delamacuse, my mom, Showgirl Fuzz, Swift, Matt from Auburn, Rhythmic Sauce. Okay, I can read things. Rhythmic Sauce. That's actually my favorite wing flavor. Can I get an order of Rhythmic Sauce, extra crispy? No, that's not a thing. All right, gotcha. Oh, all sorts of fun stuff to get to today as we'll finish up a week. Get ready for next week, as next week's going to be a fun one. Conference tournament's going to be going on. Kind of the start of the NFL New Year will be next week. So that's good that, we can talk about some of that now and then as we do that. Some free agents, some moves already being made in the NFL. I think that's where we're probably going to start today's NFL stuff. And then we'll move on to some shooty hoops, where there was really not too much last night in the world of shooty hoops, but there were some fun games to kind of just help getting March going, if you will. What else do I have over there? Oh, I wrote stuff down here. Oh, yeah. Two other things. The SU lacrosse game on Sunday, Johnny Hopkins. Here's the thing about Johnny Hopkins. Johnny Hopkins and I and Sloan Kettering would blaze that up every day, the three of us. Little known fact about the three of us. That's on Sunday. I found a fun little thing on the Q-Slacks page on the Instagram. It's a fun little preview. I'll play that for you to get you fired up for Sunday's game up in the Dome. And we had Gary Gate on the K-Rock Morning Show yesterday, and we talked to him. We'll also have that. And, right? You know I'm not getting all this. And for all of you out there, I know how much you guys really love Stephen A. Smith. He had a weird confrontation with LeBron James last night, and we'll hear about him talking about that as well. However, who's calling me? West Winfield? Is that even a city? Or I don't know where the hell that is. You screwed me up, West Winfield. I was going to grab my drink because we're trying to do this where I do a weird, awkward pause and then say, let's go. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you. NFL stuff today. There was a ton of NFL stuff today. See, I knew that they would jump back into the spotlight, as they always do, as they had a lot kind of going on the last couple of days. Before we even start in free agency, they have things happening. Let's see here. What was I looking for? Oh, these are all free agents that are coming up here. Yeah, top free agents. We can go through that next week as we get ready for the start of that. Was it the 12th? So is it Wednesday, I want to say? All right, so cool. Yeah, Monday we'll do wrestling stuff, and then Wednesday, because I will be off Tuesday. I didn't tell anybody out there yet, but got to take the doggy to the vet. Nothing wrong, just that's when the vet sees people now, is it? In the afternoon. So then we'll come back Wednesday, and we'll start free agency, man. NFL free agency. We'll do all that stuff, but I got top free agents there. But, yeah, they already started with the NFL news. If you haven't been paying attention, Micah Parsons for the Cowboys earlier, about I think actually a couple weeks ago, talking about how he doesn't want the Cowboys to sit back and watch this offseason. You had Myles Garrett demanding a trade. Earlier today, I saw that the Browns denied Myles Garrett a meeting. I don't know if you can deny a meeting like that, but okay, that's what the Browns decided that they were going to do, is deny that. It's going to definitely make him want to stay. Other news, you had the Lions and linebacker Barnes there, who a lot of people said if they want to get better, they need to re-sign him. 3-year extension, so he'll be there. A lot of cuts from a lot of teams expected. As I was reading that they expect maybe a Cooper Kupp to be released if they can't find a trade for him type deal. They don't want to play some of these guys. And among those cuts, Commanders releasing Jonathan Allen after 8 years, defensive tackle. He's really good. Cowboys definitely won't sign him, I'm sure. But, yep, he was released today or is going to be released. You also have the Jags. They swung and they hit a home run with Evan Ingram, the Giants' former tight end. Remember him? The Giants had him, and he was supposed to be awesome, and he was a terrible player. The Jags cutting him after having a really good couple years. And the Jags also making another move, trading Christian Kirk to the Texans. Texans needed a wide receiver real bad, that's for sure, amongst other people. Looking for deals and wanting deals. That's DK Metcalf for the Seahawks. He wants a deal out of Seattle, actually. He's looking to get traded. He wants to be traded. And there's a ton of teams looking at him. Patriots, Packers. I think we'd all be furious if the Chiefs ended up getting him. Titans, speaking of more releases, Titans releasing Harold Landry, their sack leader. Because, again, a lot of these guys, they don't want to pay him. They're not looking to pay some of these guys. They see how they're just old. They're old and decrepit. Once you hit 27, oh, you're an old man. Oh, you're so old. Another guy looking for a trade, as we're talking NFL news, is it's not even the start of the new year, quote unquote, for the NFL, and there's already crazy NFL stuff happening. Like for the second year in a row, Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals asking permission to seek permission for a trade. I didn't know that he tried this last year and it didn't go so well, but he's trying it again because the Bengals have a lot of people that they need to pay and a lot of pieces they need to get before they pay this guy, even though 17 sacks in back-to-back years.
I look at it slightly differently from this standpoint. I say when you're running a team, you sit between the head coach and the owner, and you look for alignment. I think it's different in Cincinnati. I think they should be very concerned about the status of Joe Burrow. When we heard Joe Burrow on ESPN and other platforms around the Super Bowl, you heard details like cap numbers and cash flow when talking about Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and the aforementioned Trey Hendrickson. And to me, I'm not saying we're at Carson Palmer 2011 yet, or Rutledge, where basically he said he was going to retire. But the fact that Joe Burrow spoke in such detail of what he wanted to do, I would be concerned that T. Higgins is assigned to a long-term deal, so second year in a row he may be on the franchise tag. And now this great player that Mina just laid out perfectly is going to be going. Like, you want to be doing the opposite. You have a franchise quarterback. You want to keep as many of these players as possible. So, again, I'm not saying that Joe Burrow is on the precipice of retiring, but if I'm the Bengals, I'm concerned about where his mindset is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They're seeking it's back-to-back years. I wish I looked into that a little more. I didn't realize that he had seeked a trade. What is that? That doesn't sound right. He seeked a trade. He sought out a trade. There we go. He sought out a trade last year. So, yeah, the Bengals, though, man. Poor Joe Burrow. There are so many articles and people talking about how he should be asking to have the Bengals trade him. I don't even know what you would do to get Joe Burrow away from the Bengals. I mean, you'd have to trade 4 first-round draft picks and then a couple other draft picks and then 2 or 3 players. That I don't think that happens as much as I don't want Micah Parsons to be traded. That might be more of a possibility as talking about teams that need to spend money. And then Jerry coming out earlier a couple days ago saying that, that filling voids through free agency wasn't exactly going to be the way that, they fixed things and they weren't going to do that. And it's like, man, you already had someone like Micah Parsons coming out weeks ago saying that he was not going to just allow the Cowboys to sit back. He's not going to watch. He doesn't want to watch as teams sign other players and get better. Eagles, Commanders, maybe even the Giants, unless they sign Aaron Rodgers. And this was weeks ago, but it pertains to right now.
Micah Parsons, I say this affectionately. I need this man to be quiet. I really do. I need him to be quiet. I'm going to tell you why. He's not saying anything that's wrong. Mm-hmm. It's just 2 elements that are more important. Number 1, Jerry Jones has no chance in hell of being comparable to Howie Roseman. There's no way. Not with the job that man has done since being reinserted as the decision maker under Jeffrey Lurie for the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, the man won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, got to a Super Bowl a couple of years back, and came up short by 3 points to Patrick Mahomes, and then proceeded 2 years later to romp the Kansas City Chiefs in a vengeance Super Bowl game, and now they're the reigning defending Super Bowl champion. So it is what it is in that regard. Jerry Jones ain't been to a conference championship game in 29 years. Okay, so he just needs to get that out of his system right now. Actually, 30 years. Just needs to get that out of his system right now. That's number 1. Number 2, the biggest reason I need Micah Parsons to be quiet is that I want him to get paid. So you want them to go after Myles Garrett? And you want them to sign a couple of your other teammates that's already been on the squad? What about you, bro?
Yeah, so, you don't want to sit back. But what I think is that, he needs to be quiet because Jerry inevitably, like he did, came out and said that, I'm not going to do much. But Micah needs to get paid, and I think he will end up getting paid. But I think that he is more willing to take less, like he said, because he doesn't want to sit back and watch the Cowboys just continue to be a dreadful joke. Because at times they are decent, where they make everybody angry that we talk about them being, good, but then they'll just choke in the playoffs, which they do. But now it's not even they'll choke in the playoffs. Now it's they can't even sign players that can't even get to the playoffs. And earlier this week, Jerry saying again, they're probably not going to be spending a bunch of money. I mean, they did sign Dikizawa, but there's a lot of other guys that are still out there. And to be saying that you're not going to be spending, brah.
I mean, he literally just said the words, I do not look at us as having voids, when all we watched an entire season's worth of a team that has obvious gaping voids.
Oh,
right? I mean, there are voids all over the place. Perfect places to spend money wisely, selectively, any other way you choose. The draft is one way to fill those holes, but they don't have 9 picks that they're going to be able to plug in as starters. They should be spending this money, and D. Wood, he's telling you right now he's not going to.
See, this would drive the Dallas Cowboys fan. Like, my wife is a Dallas Cowboys fan. It drives her crazy to hear Jerry Jones say stuff like this, because you look in your own division, you see what the Philadelphia Eagles did last offseason to kind of propel them to be a Super Bowl champion. And you look at the Dallas Cowboys, they weren't able to run the ball. They weren't able to stop the run. And so you can't count on just draft picks coming in and filling everything. You need to supplement the guys that you draft, which, oh, by the way, the Dallas Cowboys do a very good job of drafting and developing, but you still need to go in the dip in the free agency and sign guys to plug some holes. So to hear Jerry Jones say stuff like that, it makes you wonder, are you really committed to being all in? Are you really committed to winning a championship if you're going to clear all this cap space, but you're not going to use it to try to fill these voids?
But we will see, because there are guys that will be out there that we'll go through next week. There's a lot of there's some wide receivers I think you could get on the cheap, if you will. And now you see there's going to be some defensive help. There is Darius Slay out there from the Eagles. Would he maybe want to hold a grudge and come to Dallas for cheap and play against his former team for a little while. I mean, he'd be on the losing effort, but still. No, Cowboys, this will be our year coming up. This will be our year. Speaking of our year, could be. You never know, as you guys have the window open right now out in Buffalo. But Terrell Bernard signing $50 million extension. The Bills keeping a piece of their defense that I think he's only going to get better. So there's some Bills news for you, Bills fans, as we're doing NFL stuff here to start the sports show with Cody Mack and ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1. Because I've said it before, they will have enough things be big enough news that they will get themselves right back to the front of the headlines and having guys like the NFL sack leader seek a trade and, big cuts out there. People talking Cooper Kupp might be cut. You got the Bears trading for the Chiefs all-pro lineman. Even in the NFL offseason, man, there's still a lot of fun stuff going on, and it's only going to get even more exciting with free agency. Such a sports nerd. All giddy for NFL free agency next week. And I'm also giddy to do some power rankings and some NCAA stuff with you guys as we come back on the Sports Show, ESPN Radio, 97.7, 100.1. Oh. There he is. Huh? Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, would it be Rick? Because it's either Rick or Rick. So Rick. Yeah. Paulie's miserable, but Rick would kill us. Oh, all right then. Yeah, Tammy. Yep. Stay safe, bro. We have a shit ton of Nerf guns somewhere. I don't know where they all went. They might be upstairs somewhere, to be honest with you. Like, if you go up in that promo room, they're up there, bud. DJ and sister, how you feeling, bud? You good? You okay? Yeah. Bunch of messy boys. Just a bunch of messy boys. 2 more caps for my poly cap collage. Do plants like Monster? I don't know. They might. I don't think so. I don't think they crave electrolytes. They might crave energy drink too. It might help them. Whoa, train's shaking everything.
Jumping music, slick DJs, fog machines and laser rays. Look at Weekend cause here I come. Because weekends work.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Fog machines and laser rays. Look at Weekend cause here I come.
We're getting there.
Because weekends were made for fun.
We're getting there, folks.
Every day.
Where's it gonna be an L in that, folks? Come on. Stupid words, right? So dumb. ESPN Radio 97.7 and 100.1, or as one stupid-ass news channel put it this morning, ESPN, or what was it? ESPN 101 Radio? Or, like, come on, ESPN Syracuse 101 Radio? Like, come on, man. Don't act like you don't know who he is. You acting like you don't know who he is? We are him. All of us here, we are him. But, yeah, because you got to cover the crazy Red Autry stuff from yesterday, right? Where he gets that vote of confidence from Wild Hack for next year, so it seems. Ooh, I know. Talk about that, QSportsTalk.com. Twitch chat. What up, Kev from Liverpool? Appreciate you hanging out because all this is thanks to DVOffers.com, powered by Drivers Village and Cicero. Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys. As, yesterday, you had... Coach Autry on Orange Nation talking about John Wildhack because John Wildhack was on earlier, giving him basically a vote of confidence, and then, Red was appreciative as he was on Orange Nation, and then Coach had his show last night where he just had a couple little snippets. It was the last one of the year. If you want to head on over there, make sure you do so. It's over right on our QSportsTalk.com, the Twitch channel there. They have all of the clips and stuff like that, and the whole show from last night, if you want to go back and watch some of that. Just a couple little clips as we move on the sports show with Cody Mack, because they got a game, is it 8? That's it, 8? Yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow, Virginia. Up in the Dome. A lot of fun sports action this weekend in the Dome. We'll talk lacrosse just for a couple minutes at some point today as well. But Coach last night, I think probably the one or two final words until this local news media outlets bludgeoned him to death with questions about John Wildhack yesterday, saying that, he pretty much backs him for next year.
Obviously, me and John, we talked, and, we're just as focused to get this thing right, and I think that was, the gist of the conversation. And then I think, we got things in place, and I think we've adjusted well. He's allowed me, he supported me to make decisions and get things in place to move forward, to navigate the new, landscape of college athletics. And that's really what it is.
Yeah. So we'll see. Again, let's, because nothing's going to happen. Now we see it. I think there's no reason now for everyone to flip out, man. Let's just give it 1 year. And then if next year things go bad as this year, then torches and pitchforks and we burn this city to the ground. No, just the angry part. Yeah, just the angry part. But he did thank the fans for supporting the team this whole year. Must not have been listening to Orange Nation and some of those callers there.
for all the talk or whatever, every home game that we've come to, the fans that have been there have really been good. They've been into it. They've been supportive. They've been loud. And I've probably thanked them for the first, 8 or 9 games, and that's what makes it a special place, that they do, they support through the good times and bad times. And it's, obviously this has been a tough time for us.
Yeah, it's a good times and bad times. This has been one of the bad times. So, they're thanking the fans preemptively because, tomorrow's game, I don't know the last time, and, I know no games are meaningless, blah, but I can't remember the last time a last Syracuse game of the year was meaningless, really. Virginia tomorrow, right? That says 8. Yeah, that says 8. I mean, does it matter for either of them? Does anybody care if they win or lose? Doesn't really do much, does it? Does it impact whether or not they play it 2, 4, or 7 on Tuesday? Because really, does that matter either? So, I don't know, just a rough year, but I think we all are trying to be pushed into a nice vote of confidence moving into the transfer portal. That'll open up soon, and we'll go from there, I think, is going to be the best course of action for everybody as we're talking shooty hoops, college basketball. This weekend is going to be really good for college basketball. Last night, not really. However, we've got games kind of going on for some of the early round, the conference tournaments that are going on, like the first rounds of, Mountain Valley Conference tournament and stuff like that. And I mean, there were some good ones. Just giving us a little taste, huh? A little taste last night. Little tease. Give a little tease, little taste. Little tease, little taste. Last night was the sexy night of the sexy stat of the night was just all the scores because it was a little taste. Sexy scores of the night were all of them because it was a nice little tease and a little taste for March Madness. So the entire night, all the scores were the sexy scores because I'm so excited as we get going next week for just the conference tournaments, which I have right here. When a lot of them start and stuff like that. But, yeah, last night, nothing much going on. Number 8, Michigan State taking down Iowa. No biggie, no big whoop. However, like I was saying, little tease, little tastes in that Mountain Valley Conference tournament you did have. And these are the games I'm watching. Like, what the hell's the matter with me? I did flip over and get to see Southern Illinois with an almost buzzer beater against Indiana State in the first round of the Mountain Valley Conference Tournament. Here it is.
Hensley, dish, and the finish. Sykes with 4 seconds remaining, and a timeout is called.
Didn't that give you goosebumps? Just because it's March, and you have guys that I have no idea who they are. Gray for Indiana State dropping 27, and Dibba for Southern Illinois, the Salukis, dropping 30. Right? This is exciting, man, because we're into March, dude. We did it. We made it, guys. We officially made it. Also, Bucknell with an overtime win in the Patriot League quarterfinal over Loyola, Maryland. Because, again, I'm watching Patriot League games now, guys. Another one I was watching because I had once given them the sexy score of the day early on when I gave you guys sexy scores. Lafayette, and they did it again with a 69. But they lost to American. American also involved in a previous sexy score. So look at that, guys. Double sexy scores. Look like you got yourself it was like a booty call. They went back to it just real quick. So it's like a little mini booty call. And then what was the other one? Because I watched a little bit of another absolutely ridiculous game. Yes. Because we're all watching the MEAC Conference Championship Tournament as it went to overtime. Morgan State. We have an events lady in here named Morgan. You did not get out of the first round. I'm sorry, Morgan. As oh no, this one isn't I think this just might be a regular season game. Regular season game still going to overtime as Cody Mack's watching 6-23 Coppin State get the victory. I thought it was their conference tournament had started. I can check that right now. When does the MEAC start, Cody Mack? Said nobody ever. Quarterfinals, March 12th and 13th. So they probably start in a few days, the MEAC. Not right now. See? Good thing I have my trusty conference tournament schedule in front of me. Oh, you want to know when the ASUN tournament starts? Well, it already did, and you got the championship in 2 days on ESPN2. You had a semi on last night, the ASUN tournament. See? That's why it's all the sexy thing of the day. You had a semi last night. Didn't we all, though? Didn't we all? We all know where that conversation went. There was a doctor in that commercial named Dr. Oreo. That sounds like the best fucking doctor I've ever heard. Dr. Oreo? That's awesome. I want to get my last name be something sweet. It's one of my favorite shirts. It's comfy as balls. Got a bear sitting in an Adirondack chair. Also comfy as balls. Double comfy as balls. 2 balls. Scranton, Govendo? Goodness gracious. Hey. Pop. That sucks. Well, fingers crossed. Get that playing time. Go break the knee of the guy in front of you. Smash him with a hockey stick. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, it's sunny here right now. For now. Whoa, Suckacuse is not the name, and you know it, sir. And you know it. Oh, my goodness. You son of a bitch.
Watch your favorite ESPN Syracuse sports talk shows on QSportsTalk.com.
The sun's out here right now, Govendo. I can see it shining through my blinds.
Look at weekend cuz.
I mean, the clouds are out with it, too.
All you ladies, clap your hands, stomp your feet, and grab your man.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Yeah, it is. Tell him, Debbie Deb. Tell him. Tell him. Friday. We all made it. Thank God. Couple hours left. Less than a half an hour left until the 3-1-5 with Brian Higgins is he's going to get you ready for all the things Syracuse this weekend, because this is a real big weekend around here in Syracuse, especially up in the Dome. And we'll get you ready for that right here in the Harding Mazzotti studio. That is where we are sitting with our fannies all weekend long, because we were talking earlier, Syracuse, Virginia, Saturday at 8. But I think for the first time in a long time, you've got more attention being put on, if you will, Syracuse lacrosse for the first time in a long time. And that's because they have got big expectations this year. I think they're probably going to go pretty far in the tournament, NCAA tournament. And you've got a legend in Gary Gate coaching the team now. And the team, again, looks really, really good. And this weekend, probably the biggest game in Syracuse lacrosse for the last couple of years, as you get one of the best rivalries in the sport, because two of the best teams of all time are going at it on Sunday. And I was a sneaky little Pete and found a cool little kind of hype-up video that was on the Cuse Lax page. And we'll do that, and then we'll hear from Gary Gate as he joined us on the K-Rock Morning Show yesterday. But check this out. It's a nice little two-parter as Cuse, John Hopkins, Sunday in the Dome, 2 o'clock. Perfect time, man. Absolute perfect time.
Pitting the Blue Jays of Johns Hopkins against the Orange Men from Syracuse. Joe, this game has a lot of historical significance.
That's true, Bob. It's been a quarter of a century that Syracuse has been waiting for this matchup.
I think everybody kind of wants to do their best on like the biggest stage, and I don't think it really gets bigger than Hopkins versus Syracuse.
Syracuse threatening to tie the game now. With possession trailing by 1, but a nice job by Ryan Bolger against Paul Gate. However, Gary Gate scoops it up. Hopkins fans want it. Instead, they get a tie game. The goal by Gary Gate. There's the most dramatic player in the game.
You know, as a starter, they were the only team to ever defeat our Syracuse team while I was there. And, but we got revenge in '89 and won the championship over them.
4, 3, 2.
We're not just playing for ourselves, we're playing for everybody that came before us.
The clock winds down. Syracuse runs on the field, and they will advance to the championship this Monday. Well, this is going to do it. There it is. For the record 10th time in school history, Syracuse wins the national championship. Today, the gold title trophy is coming.
It's a great rivalry. Syracuse, being, the most successful NCAA lacrosse program in the history. And Johns Hopkins, I would argue, is the greatest program ever before the NCAA.
And Sunday, they go at it, man, right? And I like to be known as a Syracuse lacrosse fan. I like that. I'm not really like a big pro lacrosse fan, but I like Syracuse lacrosse. It's a fun thing to watch growing up. And, as again, you hear and hear, they had better years, including what you're going to hear during this next part. But yeah, Sunday, man, it's going to be awesome. That'll be fun. It's on ESPNU, I believe, and I'm sure many other options to take part in that as well, like going up there and watching the biggest game in Syracuse lacrosse history ever over the last few years. Here's more. Get you hyped. Give you them goosebumps, bro.
Some things haven't gone our way so far this year, and I don't think anybody in our locker room is afraid to say that, but I think the thing about our team is, when our back's against the wall, we're going to fight for each other.
The big question is, are they back? We're trying to get back to that championship caliber, and, everybody keeps asking that question, is Syracuse back? Is Hopkins back?
winning tomorrow and winning the next day is kind of what our motto is right now, and taking a reset after a couple bad losses. And I think it's important to put one foot in front of the other and be ready for what's coming next.
A rivalry that defines the sport. And for the first time in 8 years, Johns Hopkins and Syracuse.
Last year's game was huge for our team and really kicked off our season. Yeah, that one was pretty special.
If Joey can get going, he does. He turns and fires one in.
The last few years, it's just been 1-goal games, 2-goal games, back and forth. It's definitely grown in intensity since I've been here.
Celebrate now.
Whenever you kind of strap it up against those guys, there's deeper meaning to it.
Sunday at 2.
It's going to be entertaining. Bodies should be flying, and it'll be fun.
We want to beat them every single time we play them.
And they're hoping that next time is Sunday, 2 o'clock. And that last voice you heard there was Syracuse effing legend, Gary Gate. And he joined us yesterday on the K-Rock Morning Show, and we actually played him a clip of himself. That was really fun. You'll hear in here as well. As here's the coach of the men's SU lacrosse team, Mr. Gary Gate, when he joined K-Rock, Josh and myself yesterday morning.
Joining us in studio, your men's lacrosse head coach, Gary Gate. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
Coming off a win down in Utah, 15-5 down there. How was that?
It's a long ways away.
It's a long ways away.
Furthest team west in Division I lacrosse. So.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
But it was spectacular.
Yeah.
Not a cloud in the sky, 60 degrees, sunny. It was great. I think the team really loved the experience. We went up into the mountains, Park City, had dinner after the game, and it was great. So it was a real fun experience. Great chance to bond, come together a little bit.
Oh, I bet, getting to travel that kind of distance together is really nice.
Yeah, bus to Rochester, fly to Baltimore to Salt Lake.
Mm-hmm. Well, coming up on Sunday, we got a big day. Now, let's go back in time a little bit, shall we, to 1989 as Johns Hopkins comes to the Dome, and I recall, something happening back in 1989.
Check there, Tom. Strip the ball of Wilkins after Wilkins had scored to bring it to within 1.
Record crowd of 23,893.
23,000.
The weekend total 44,156. Breaks the prior record by some 13,000.
We're under 1 minute. It's in the hands of Gary Gate. He's got
that handsome man.
Timeout called by Syracuse.
Not wanting to make any mistakes here with 48 seconds separating Syracuse from their second consecutive national title in fourth.
You're up by 1, under a minute left, Gary, and then it just gets scrappy.
Yeah, unfortunately, I went back, lost the ball. But my buddy, my teammate, friend, Matt Palem saved the day at the end, so it was spectacular. It came down to the last. There's ball down. Ball gets loose.
It's still loose. 27 seconds left. Looks like a face-off at the center of the field. Who's going to get it? Dumpson and Johns Hopkins fighting for it. It's still loose. Hopkins controlling. Well, actually, nobody controlling. 15 seconds left. Here comes Hopkins and a whistle. We heard a whistle.
Another whistle.
They got the timeout. 12 seconds left, and they actually get a shot off on the doorstep.
Yeah?
And am I giving it away?
Don't spoil it. I haven't watched it.
No, this is a great clip.
Yeah.
23,893 people, Gary. What a crowd.
You know what? The next year, we almost hit that number for regular season attendance.
Oh, wow.
In the Dome, our largest crowd was just 20,000. We averaged 11 that year. The next year, 90.
That's impressive.
So this was our second championship in a row, and then the next year we just
right there
dominated. That was the save right there.
Boom, the save.
It's over. That was back-to-back championships.
Unbelievable.
88, 89, and then 90, we went and ran the table and, had a lot of fun.
What a night. Well,
that's great.
We're getting to see Johns Hopkins again. I mean, It's been a few years, I think, since this game, 1989. But tell me about the rivalry, the Johns Hopkins rivalry, playing against that team all these years.
They're the winningest championship-wise. Prior to, if you combine before the NCAA started, they won the most championships by a lot.
Yeah.
And then the NCAA started, and that was championship number 3 for the Syracuse program that we just listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're now at 11, which is the most of any team. So the number 2 team is, of course, Johns Hopkins.
Yeah.
In the NCAA era. So.
Well, it's going to be a heck of a game. We love seeing you guys face off out at the Dome. Of course, JMA Wireless Dome. It is going to be Youth Lacrosse Day. I guess maybe some discounts for youth lacrosse players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you just call up or get on dometix.com or whatever it is that gets you there.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a group. And I think it's not just the youth players, but I think it's for the parents and the coaches and the youth teams type thing. And we want to kind of fill that dome, and it's, I think, almost half-price tickets for them.
Love it.
Cool.
Johns Hopkins comes to town on Sunday. Big game. You want to be there, of course. 2 o'clock game up at the Dome. Gary and the boys will be down there. I hope we're talking about a win come on Monday, Gary.
If I have a big smile on my face, we're 5-2 halfway through with the schedule we have. We're in good shape.
I love it. I love it. Well, best of luck, Coach. We'll talk to you again very soon, all right?
All right. Thank you.
There it is. One of the greatest lacrosse players in the history of the universe, which is fun to say. Then he's right here in Syracuse. Big game Sunday. Men's basketball Saturday. Men's lacrosse Sunday. Going to be a big weekend in here in Syracuse. And we got all the coverage right here on ESPN Radio. 97.7 and 100.1. Yeah, I don't know where the best seats would be, to be honest with you. Nobody, baby. Yeah, the sun's out here. See more butts.
It's tax refund season, which means it's time for a new ride. At Ryan Phelps Auto Sales, you're 100% approved. With 3 locations, nearly 300 total vehicles, most under 19 grand, 30 lenders.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Commando knows.
That's right. Ryan Phelps Auto checks all the boxes. Visit RyanPhelps.com and see why everyone's buying from Ryan.
I'm Terry. I'm Tony. Here at Mannion and Copani, we get 2 kinds of calls. One is to do with pre-Medicaid planning. This woman called. She had a question about how many years in advance she had to do pre-Medicaid planning. I told her 5 years. She said, "You sure?" I told her that yes, I'm absolutely sure. Your plan has to be in place 5 years before your mom goes into a nursing home. It was a long pause. Then she made an appointment to see me. Then there's the second kind of call, post-nursing home planning. I'm
Yo, did you guys see these Reese's peanut butter cups, the new ones, where you know how they put the stuff in them? Do you guys see the new ones where they have Reese's PB&J grape jelly ones and strawberry jelly ones inside with the peanut butter? So it's like eating a fucking peanut butter and jelly, but in a Reese's cup. What the fuck is going on in the world? Don't try to distracting me from the things going on in America with your delicious goddamn Reese's peanut butter cup flavors. Reese's. Hershey's Company. I know your tricks. Distracting me. Like the lava cake ones. I like those. The dark chocolate one I like. The only one I really don't like is the cocoa, like the Reese's Puff ones. The Reese's Pieces ones, the little ones. Because it's just like having chocolate and peanut butter inside chocolate and peanut butter, though. Fuzz, I'm going to look. I bet you my gas station up by me has them at the top of Velasco, across from Chelsea's. That's the one that's like 30 seconds from my apartment. Kev, you don't like the ones with stuff in them? Did you try the ones with the crunchy peanut butter in the middle at least, bro? Oh. That noise. Did you not like those ones? You just fixed their beer cooler, Big Poppy? I live literally just down past that light. I live just past that light. It's really funny that I live in High Acres, the apartments. High Acres. How perfect. Yo, Reese's Fast Break is so good. Nutrageous is my favorite candy bar. I think it's the thing that Paulie and I agree on the most. Nutrageous, #1 candy bar. All right, let's do some stuff. Payday's so good.
This is the Sports Show with Cody Mack.
Although, I will say, we're talking QSportsTalk.com. We wrap up on ESPN Radio, 97.7, 100.1. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, I like when they put the stuff in the middle, but they've got ones with grape jelly and ones with strawberry jelly, like you're just eating a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, peanut butter and jelly. And some people in the Q Sports Talk say no. Some people say yes. When we were saying that it's one of the only things that I think Paulie and I agree on is that Nutrageous is the best candy bar. But Kev from Liverpool says payday. I love a payday. However, I am still angry, and I realized that I am holding a grudge against payday because I wanted one the other day, and I went to grab it. I went, no, forget it, because chocolate payday was a bunch of garbage trash ass. It was just a chocolate-covered payday. I thought it was like a little, like chocolate caramel in the middle or something. Don't just take your payday bar and dunk it in chocolate, you son of a bitch. I'll get back to eating you soon enough. Sexy candy bar statement of the day. I'll get back to eating you soon enough. Oh my God, I'm terrible. All right, guys. Real quick before we get on out of here, and I'll see you guys on Monday. I don't know if you saw this last night. Knicks-Lakers had a really, really good game, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that Jalen Brunson's ankle heals because the Knicks are going to be useless without Jalen Brunson as they lost in overtime. However, during the game, LeBron James went over and got in the face of Stephen A. Smith, and it was hilarious. And I guess this is what happened, and here's Stephen A. talking about it today.
I could be a bit more outspoken about it, but to be quite honest with you, to be in that moment, to have LeBron look at me the way that he did, for me to be a father of 2 daughters, for me to know what fathers, how much love fathers have for their children, and to hear what he had to say, it was all about his son. It was almost as if he was saying, you know, you and I, because he and I don't necessarily vibe, it's high and by, we keep it moving. Neither of us lose sleep over it, and it's been that way for years. But it was like he was saying,
Stephen A.
keep
clearly,
that between.
He clearly loses sleep over it. Stephen A. hates when people get mad at him.
I was thinking that anything that I said about Bronny was a result of him.
This all stems from his criticism of Bronny, by the way.
I wasn't talking about Bronny. I was really, really talking about him because of the position that Bronny was in. But I really understood where he was coming from. He was very, very upset. I could tell. He could have called me. I'd have came to see him. I'd have had a conversation with him. He could have been just as upset face-to-face, man-to-man, as opposed to being courtside at the game. I had no idea that everybody saw it until I woke up this morning. But it is what it is. In the end, like I said, you know, I as a father, I get it.
It sounded like he was a little mad there because he ends it with this here.
I don't think he cares, but neither do I.
Oh, it sounds like you care quite a bit. I didn't load my music, so I'll just have to do it with my voice as we get on out of here to end it. See you guys Monday. The Sports Show, Cody Mack, ESPN Radio 97.7, 100.1. Brian Higgins is up next with 315 with Brian Higgins. That's me.